Welcome back students. We were studying chapter number 15 of subject science, that is some natural phenomena. This is your lecture number 2. In the previous lecture we have studied about the lightning, types of charges and interaction between charges. So in this lecture we will learn some more topics of these chapters, that are methods of charging uncharged body. Basically in this topic we will study that how can a body be charged. Okay, and our next topic is transfer of charge. So we will cover these two topics in this lecture. So students, in the previous lecture we have learned the interaction between charges, that like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. Now a question arises that how can a body be charged? Means how can we charge an uncharged body? Okay. So students, there are three ways to charge an uncharged body. These are by rubbing, means by rubbing we can charge a uncharged body. Second way is by conduction, and third is by induction. So let us study each way one by one. Our first way is charging by rubbing. So students, our body can be charged easily by rubbing with the other body. Means when two bodies rub against each other, then some charge is accumulated on both of the bodies. For example, when you rub your comb with dry hair 8-10 times, and when you bring it near to the pieces of paper which is on a table, then you will see that the pieces of paper gets attracted to the comb. But why it happens? Why the pieces of paper gets attracted to the comb? Answer is, it happens because the comb gets charged on rubbing with dry hair. It means when the two bodies rubbed with each other, they acquire some charge. Okay, so a body can be charged easily by rubbing with the other body. And one main point is, when the two bodies rubbed with each other, they gain opposite charges. Suppose if there is a positive charge on the comb, then there is a negative charge on the pieces of paper, and we know unlike charges attract each other, that's why these pieces of paper gets attracted to the comb. It means the two bodies rubbed with each other gain opposite charges. Okay. Now this table shows the pair of objects which get charged on rubbing against each other. Okay. In this table we have divided the objects into two classes. First is positive charge and the other is negative charge. Means when you rub the glass rod and silk cloth with each other, then the glass rod gets positive charge and silk cloth gets negative charge. And similarly, when you rub ebonite rod or amber with fur or woolen cloth, then ebonite rod gets negative charge and fur or woolen cloth gets positive charge. Like woolen coat and plastic sheet. When you rub woolen cloth and plastic sheet with each other, then plastic sheet acquire negative charge and woolen coat acquire positive charge, and so on. Okay. Next way is charging by conduction. A body can also be charged by conduction. When a charged object is touched to an uncharged object, the electric charge flows from the charged object to the uncharged object. Suppose when we touch a ebonite rod which is charged to an uncharged object. Okay, then the uncharged object also gets some charge. It means what? When a charged object is touched with an uncharged object, then the uncharged object gets some charge, and in this way we can charge an uncharged object also. And by this the object attains the same charge as the charged body. Okay. Suppose if there is negative charge on the ebonite rod, then the other object also gets the negative charge. Okay, that's why we are saying the object attains the same charge as the charged body. And this method of charging a body is called charging by conduction. Okay, this method of charging a body is called charging by conduction. Basically, uncharged body gets charged when it is touched with the charged body. Okay, when the uncharged body is touched with any charged body, then the uncharged body gets some charge. Okay, so this method is charging by conduction. Suppose this is our uncharged metallic sphere whose name is A. This is our uncharged metallic sphere A. And when we touch an ebonite rod with this uncharged metallic sphere, then the metallic sphere also gets some charge. Okay. When we touch an ebonite rod with this sphere, then sphere gets also some charge, and the sphere attains the same charge as the ebonite rod. Our ebonite rod is positively charged, so some charge is also transferred to this metallic sphere. So when we touch an charged ebonite rod with uncharged metallic sphere, then this metallic sphere also gets some charge. So in this way we can charge an uncharged body. This method is called charging by conduction. Our next way is charging by induction. So what is charging by induction? The phenomenon of charging an uncharged conducting body by bringing a charged body near it without making a direct contact between the two bodies is called charging by induction. Okay, now what does it mean? We can also charge an uncharged body only by bringing a charged body near to it, even without any contact between the two bodies. Means, if we bring a charged object near the uncharged object, then the uncharged object also gets some charge. Okay, and the charged body induces an opposite charge on the uncharged body. For example, this is our uncharged metallic sphere A. Okay, this is our uncharged metallic sphere A, and when we bring a charged ebonite rod near to the uncharged metallic sphere, then some opposite charge also accumulate on the metallic sphere. See, this ebonite rod is positively charged. So, when we bring this positively charged ebonite rod near to this metallic sphere, then some negative charge accumulated on the metallic sphere B. Some negative charge appears on the metallic sphere B. Because this is a positive charge and this is negative charge. The charged body induces an opposite charge on the uncharged body. Remember this point. And if we take a negatively charged body, then some positive charge accumulated on the uncharged body. Basically, the charged body induces an opposite charge on the uncharged body. So, an uncharged body can also be charged by induction. This method is called charging by induction. Means charging a body without any actual contact between the two bodies. Okay, this method is called charging by induction. In charging by conduction, the charged and uncharged body touch to each other. Okay, means we need to touch both the bodies. Okay, but in induction method, the charge is induced on the uncharged body even they are not in contact with each other. Okay, this is the difference between the two methods of charging. Now our next topic is transfer of charge. So students, electric charge from a charged object can be transferred to a neutral, means uncharged object. Neutral means uncharged. Okay, through a metal conductor. Means electric charge can be transferred to any other uncharged object with the help of a metal conductor. And we can show transfer of charges from a charged body to an uncharged body by using a gold leaf electroscope. We can also show the transfer of charges by using a gold leaf electroscope. Now, a question arises in our mind that what is gold leaf electroscope? So students, it is an instrument which is used for detecting the presence of electric charge, that whether the charge is present or not, and also used to measure the amount of charge, that how much charge is present. Okay, this is gold leaf electroscope. The essential parts of a gold leaf electroscope are, first is two extremely thin gold foils attached to the lower end of the metal rod are. These are two gold foils. Okay, let's say L and L. L and L are two gold foils which is attached to a metal rod R. This is our metal rod, okay, named as R. This is a metal rod. Which is fitted in a glass jar Z. This is our glass jar. Through an insulating stopper or say cork named as S. This is a stopper. Okay. And this is a metal disc. This is a metal disc. Okay. And this is our charged ebonite rod. I am repeating, the essential parts of a gold leaf electroscope are two thin gold foils which is attached to the lower end of a metal rod R. This is complete is a metal rod named as R, which is fitted in a glass jar Z. Okay, and at the top there is a metal disc Okay, and this is a ebonite rod. This is a charged ebonite rod. Okay, so these are some parts of gold leaf electroscope. So now we will learn that how can we show transfer of charge from a charged body to an uncharged body using a gold leaf electroscope. So for that, first of all, take a charged ebonite rod. Okay, this is positively charged ebonite rod, and now bring this charged ebonite rod near to this metal disc, and now touch ebonite rod with the metal disc. So when you touch the charged ebonite rod with the metal disc, then the metal disc also gets some charge. This method is called charging by induction. As I previously told you that when a charged object is touched with uncharged object, then the uncharged object also gets the same charge. And if there is positive charge on the ebonite rod, then the metal disc will also positively charge. It also gets positively charged. Okay. Now you will observe that the gold foils inside the electroscope diverge, means they move away from each other, and this happens because on touching charged ebonite rod with the metal disc, the charge flows from the rod to the gold leaves. Like if there is a positive charge, then the positive charge flows from the metal rod to the leaves. And as the gold foils carry the same charge, there is a positive charge, and on the other gold foil there is a positive charge. So as they carry the same charge, so they repel, because we know that like charges repel each other, and because of repelling they diverge. Okay. Therefore, this diverging of gold foil shows that charge can transfer from a object. Like in this, charge is transferred from ebonite rod and then metal rod and to gold foils. So this diverging of gold foils shows that charge can transfer from a charged body to an uncharged body. Okay. And one more point is, remember this, the charge can transfer only with the help of metal conductor. Like here we used a metal disc. Okay. So from this activity, we have proved that a charge can be transferred to a uncharged object through a metal conductor or with the help of a metal conductor. You can take metal disc or you can take any metal like brass, copper, any metal. Okay. So electric charge from a charged object can be transferred to a uncharged object through a metal conductor. So now we will discuss the homework solution of the previous lecture. Your question number 1 was, what do you mean by charged bodies? So answer is, when two bodies are rubbed against each other, both of them acquire some charge, and such bodies are called charged bodies. Second question, name kinds of charges. So there are two types of charges. First is positive charge and second is negative charge. Okay, and the symbol of positive charge is plus and negative charge is represented by minus. Third question, state two properties of charges. So the properties of charges are like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. So these are the properties of charges. Now question number 4, true false. A part, like charges attract each other. No, this statement is false because like charges repel each other. So write false here. B part, a charged glass rod attract a charged plastic straw. This statement is true. So write true here. Question number 5 was, when a glass rod is rubbed with a piece of silk cloth, the rod, correct option is, the rod becomes positively charged while cloth has a negative charge. So correct option is B. So students, this is your homework. Question number 1 is fill in the blanks. A part is, a body can be charged by conduction and dash. B part, a glass rod rubbed with silk cloth is dash charged. C part, an ebonite rod rubbed by a piece of fur has a dash charge. D part, transfer of charge when a charged body does not touch the uncharged body is called dash. E part, dash is used to detect the presence of charge. Second question, explain the working of gold leaf electroscope with the help of well labeled diagram. Means in this question you have to write that how can charge is transferred in gold leaf electroscope. Okay, and draw diagram also. Question number 3, write the 3 ways of charging an uncharged object. So there are 3 questions you have to do in your notebook today. Okay, so this ends for today's lecture. Thank you.